This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
New tonight and only on RTV6, residents of an Indianapolis apartment complex are dealing with disgusting smells and dangerous conditions. Good evening, I'm Amanda Starantino.
And I'm Mark Mullins. Those residents say their complaints and requests for help have gone ignored.
Tonight, RTV6's Cameron Riddle went inside the complex and found issues not even the health department knows about.
Residents here at the Horizon apartment complex on the city's southwest side have a problem. There's raw sewage leaking under their townhomes, and that's now caused mold to grow inside. Now, after weeks of complaining, the people who live here are still breathing in raw sewage and mold.
The smell is the raw sewage coming up through the floor.
Inside the doors of these south side apartments are a number of alarming health and safety issues.
Where the bathroom and pipes come down right here, there's actually started to pill, and there's black mold underneath it too.
Nicole Myers and Jason Peace have lived in this townhome since May of this year. But nearly 4 weeks ago, they caught wind of an unbearable smell.
It smells like like a outhouse or a porta potty. It's like a 3-bedroom porta potty.
Peace and Myers say they had to move out of the apartment with 3 children after numerous complaints to the apartment complex management went ignored. They say their home is unlivable as they have to keep the heat turned off so the smell of sewage doesn't run through the entire apartment.
We had to crack all the windows in the apartment and freeze out. We had no heat, and it was the only way to get through the night without it smelling bad.
After getting no help from management, Myers called the Marion County Health Department. A spokesperson tells RTV6 the entire building was cited for sewage in the crawl space on Friday and was due for reinspection today. Maintenance crews removed some of the mold this weekend, yet pictures appear to show mold growing in the furnace. But what the health department has yet to see are the additional problems neighbors from the same building showed us, including mold growing from a ceiling in a neighboring unit and this totally collapsed ceiling in another unit. Myers says she's still paying nearly $900 in rent for an apartment she can't live in. All she wants is for the problems to be fixed.
If we're going to pay for this high of prices and still have to pay with not even been here, then we shouldn't have to worry about begging for them to fix our apartments that we're their tenants. They should be willing to help us.
Working for you on the southwest side, Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
Well, our calls and questions to the apartment manager were not returned. A health department spokesperson says their offices will be closed tomorrow for the election. RTV6 will return to the complex on Thursday to see if any of the issues we just showed you have been resolved. If you have a problem and need help getting action, contact us at workingforyou@rtv6.com.
Now to the forecast. Drivers may need their windshield wipers at this hour as scattered showers fall across central Indiana. Will that be the case for the morning drive? Kevin joins us now.
I think the showers linger overnight and will be departing during the morning hours. Sunshine back on the menu for tomorrow afternoon, and temperatures remain below average. This is all very light rain shower activity, intermittent wipers, occasionally enough to create a couple of puddles, but not much. Temperature 47. We're locked in the 40s while we still have the rain. As the rain comes to an end overnight, temperatures will fall. Watch at 1 o'clock in the morning, the rain drop to the south and east. By the time we wake up at 7 a.m., everything shifting south and east of Indy and ending quickly. Get out and vote tomorrow. The sunshine comes out. Temperatures in the upper 40s for a high. We'll look ahead to some snow chances and lows potentially in the teens coming up.
See you in just a few minutes, Kevin. Thank you. Time will tell how new ownership will impact Indianapolis Motor Speedway and the Indy 500.
We learned today Penske Entertainment Corporation is the new owner of IMS.
RTV6 Sports Director Dave First joining us now with everything we know about this big development, Dave.
First of all, we know this. Yes, that did happen this morning. A major development today. Good evening to 12 hours later. The effect really hasn't changed. The Speedway was just its 4th owner as the track and IndyCar change hands from Holman & Company to Penske Corp. The 2 chairmen of those respective companies, along with Holman & Company CEO Mark Miles, on hand this morning. Roger and Penske Corp creating a company called Penske Entertainment, which is now the new parent company of the track, IndyCar, and IMS Productions. No price given. They'll keep that under wraps, but it comes just a year after the death of the Holman matriarch, Mary Holman, George. And last spring, the latest offer to buy the assets. Instead, though, Holman and Company approached Roger, and the man who's won 18 Indy 500s couldn't say no to a family who's had the track some 74 years.
Nancy and I, anyway, we came home from the hospital to a home just right down the street here. So we've literally grown up around it. Our kids and grandkids have done the same. So bittersweet, but very exciting for us because we know that we're passing the torch.
We just look to be able to come in and make 1 + 1 = 3. And I think with our knowledge of racing, having been an insider and an outsider, a track owner, a race team, and been here so many years, I think we put that all together and we take advantage of that and try to take this thing to the next level.
Roger, no stranger to running racetracks. He's had a hand in several over the years, from the historic Michigan International Raceway to California Speedway, where his son Greg served as president for a number of years. Also operated the Cleveland Grand Prix and currently runs the Detroit Grand Prix as well. I talked to a lot of drivers, a lot of car owners. They all said if Holman and Company was going to sell these assets, and it was clear they're going to at some point, that they're all happy that it went to Roger, a guy whose heart is as big as that racetrack is right now. Coming up in sports, Roger's thoughts when he first heard this opportunity that he would be able to buy something like this.
And then a big tour for him tomorrow.
He's going to tour the speedway, tour the facilities, and start digging into what's right and what's wrong, what needs to be done out there at the speedway.
We'll see how that transition goes. Dave, thanks. We'll see you a little bit here. New at 11, working for you. RTV6 reached out to the School of Business at the University of Indianapolis for perspective on this sale and what it means for the local economy. Associate Professor Dr. Matt Will calls the move a game changer.
This is a different universe that we're now in, because the Penske Group is a massive corporation with tentacles everywhere you can imagine. I mean, Roger Penske's son owns a company called Penske Media Corp, which owns Variety Magazine, Rolling Stone Magazine. They own different venues such as the Detroit Formula One racing. They name, you name it, they're in that business, and they're going to bring a lot of resources to the table. Dr. Will equates the ownership change to when the Colts moved to Indianapolis from Baltimore. You can watch his full interview or read more in-depth coverage on the IMS shakeup on our website at theindychannel.com. Technical difficulties at the Indiana Bureau of Motor Vehicles could impact voters. The BMV says problems started around 4 o'clock this afternoon, preventing any transactions. The Bureau's website and kiosks are affected. The situation comes at a bad time since BMV issued identification is needed to vote in tomorrow's municipal election. Branches will be open from 6 to 6 tomorrow.
Some parents in Zionsville are questioning the way the school district handles potential threats after a scare last month. Deb Wedner says she kept her son home from Zionsville High School on October 21st after hearing rumors about another student making threats. She says no one heard anything from the district about it until 11:30 that morning, when a non-emergency notification was sent to parents. Deb wishes leaders had addressed the issue sooner.
I think most of us that knew about it, moms and students, wish that there would have been some proactive information sent out that said, hey, this is what's gone on. Here's how we're addressing it. Let's collaborate and make Monday a great day.
The superintendent tells RTV6 the district only sends alerts when there is a direct or imminent threat to student safety. In this case, he says there was not. The email was only sent out in this case to clear up rumors.
Police believe a domestic disturbance led up to a deadly shooting on the northeast side of Indianapolis. Officers were called to a home on KLN Drive near 25th and Midhofer just before 7 o'clock this morning. A man was found shot to death inside the house. Investigators have not released any suspect information. A man convicted in a connection to a double murder that happened in the presence of a 4-year-old child learned his fate today. A judge sentenced Maurice Turrentine to 24 years in prison. After 2 mistrials, a jury convicted Turrentine of voluntary manslaughter last month. 2 men were shot and killed at a home on Villa Avenue on the southeast side in 2017.
It is November and many of you are already starting to shop for the holidays. If you plan on buying items online, remember to do it safely. The Franklin Police Department is the latest to create an exchange zone at the police station. It's a safe place to meet buyers or sellers when you do business on sites like Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. Lori Cox lives in Franklin and is grateful for this new option.
It's a comfort. knowing that if I purchase something online, or like a custody thing, or a meetup of someone you don't know.
The department is also working to put up signs that alert people. They are being recorded on surveillance cameras at the police station. You can find a list of safe zones near you by going to the RTV6 app and clicking on this story.
IMPD is asking for your help finding dozens of supplies stolen from a trailer belonging to a local Boy Scout troop. Police say someone broke into the trailer last Monday as it was parked at Chapel Hill United Methodist Church on North Girls School Road near 10th Street on the west side. If you have information about the theft, you can call Crime Stoppers. That number is 317-262-TIPS. If you'd like to donate to the Boy Scout troop, the Scoutmaster's number is 317-414-7398. We have that contact information for you in this story on the RTV6 app.
The future crown jewel of downtown Westfield is expected to open in 2021. Construction is now underway. City leaders in the community celebrated the start of Grand Junction Plaza at a groundbreaking ceremony today. The $35 million project will be the centerpiece of the new downtown. Toby Miles owns a restaurant and an ice cream shop in the area. He is excited for the new plaza to bring more customers to small businesses like his and others.
As a business owner, you want foot traffic. You know, that's crucial to any small business, and this is just having the center of a city right outside your front door is just monumental. It's crucial.
The 6-acre park will feature green space trails, an amphitheater, and an ice skating rink.
Coming up, Women Wanted. Hiring Hoosiers finds out why a major cable company is recruiting more women to join its team. And
next, exploring painful truths to spark difficult conversations. How local groups are doing that and why they say it's helping make the community a better place. You're watching RTV6 News at 11.
00. We look forward to serving you at Barrington Jewels. This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
An important conversation taking place tonight about making Indianapolis a better place for everyone. Several faith groups are tackling the subject as part of the Spirit and Place Festival happening until November 10th. RTV6's Cornelius Hawker shares with us how a trip to civil rights memorials led to tonight's conversation.
If all the faith-based groups, even half the faith-based groups in the city got involved in this work, it could truly be a transformational situation.
Dr. Arlene Coleman is talking about the work of racial justice and equity. A trip down to Alabama to see the Edmund Pettus Bridge, along with the National Memorial for Peace and Justice, our country's first and only memorial to lynching victims, is what led to Monday night's conversation.
They thought that we would be a key person or a key organization to spearhead, bring others to do the same work.
In small groups, people talked about our country's violent and racist past and how it still has an impact on everyone. Speaking that truth and acknowledging it is something Betty Brandt says will help bring about reconciliation.
So anything that we don't pay attention to, that we deny, the pain of it will continue to spew.
Brandt says that's what's happening in our country now, and the only way to fix things is to talk about them and be the change you want to see in the world.
I want them to learn that they can take an action, especially if they have a faith community, and they can work within their faith community to make a difference in racial justice.
Working for you, I'm Cornelius Hawker for RTV6.
St. Luke's United Methodist isn't the only group from our area to visit the historic sites down in Alabama. Last month, RTV6 told you how Butler University students and faculty took the same trip, and they too are sharing what they learned, hoping to make our city better. You can find both of these stories on the RTV6 app.
If you missed tonight's town hall meeting hosted by the IPS School Board, you have several more opportunities. The next meeting is Wednesday evening at Arlington Middle School starting at 6:30. You are invited to learn more about the district's 6 strategic priorities and give your feedback. Translators and free child care services will be available.
Weather conditions help make history at Niagara Falls. A giant ship stuck at the top of the falls shifted for the first time in 100 years. The ship has been grounded since 1918 when it broke loose from a tugboat. Park officials say heavy rain and wind on Halloween flipped the iron vessel onto its side and spun it downriver about 150 feet. They say right now the ship looks secure and the wreckage is not in danger of going over the falls.
I mean, it was Halloween.
Yeah, it's kind of eerie like that it moved like that.
So we may have to wait another 100 years before it moves?
Yeah.
I'd want to be there when it does go over there. If you've been to the falls, it's spectacular. Even in the winter, I think with all the ice that forms, really cool.
Place to be.
Yeah, oh yeah. Was that sarcasm? No?
I want to go.
Mark said place to be. I don't know. It is cool to see with all the ice. Big temperature swings ahead. Chance of rain and snow on Thursday morning. More on that in a second. And the long-term prognostication here for well below average temperatures. We have our first shot at getting temperatures into the teens on a couple of mornings. Okay, Wednesday, warmest day of the week. We slide down, significantly cooler Thursday and Friday. Friday's highs stay in the 30s. We'll recover a little bit over the weekend. Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Here's a little bit of rain. On the backside of that, a little bit of snow. Mixing in with that or changing to snow showers. Now, this is just one forecast model. Others have the bulk of the moisture more to the south and less snow on the colder side of things. In other words, the moisture's gone before colder air catches it. We'll just keep our eye on that. We've got light showers now across central Indiana. You find most of the streets wet while you sleep. 1 o'clock to 7 and 8 o'clock. The rain shield pushes south and east. Will still be impacting Interstate 74, say between Greensburg and Cincinnati. I-65, Seymour down to Louisville, drying out for the rest of us. Sunshine returns tomorrow. Temperatures of about 48 degrees. We should be in the upper 50s, about 10 degrees below average. That northwest wind at 10. As you go to Wednesday, warmest day of the week, as I mentioned, combination of a south wind, sunshine, temperatures in the mid-50s. Looking beyond to the weekend, the clouds will increase Saturday, 44 for the high. By Sunday, 41 with a chance for a rain-snow mix as we get to Sunday night. Looking at Monday, we begin to see the nose of some cold air. 34, that's the anticipated high temperature Monday. I think it's Tuesday. The temperatures could be in the teens for morning lows and highs at freezing or a little colder. 7-day forecast put together. Nice day tomorrow after the clouds and rain depart in the morning. Thursday, that chance of a rain-snow mix. Coldest day Friday of this work week, but you see we begin next week with temperatures highs just above the freezing mark.
In the 20s there for the lows so far.
We're starting to say freezing.
Well, yeah, I think earlier you said you were being generous with the 20s too.
There you go.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, Dave, you would think it's May by how much racing we've been talking about, but there's still some other things going on in the sports world.
Oh, yeah, there is a lot going on, guys. Thanks, good evening. And what a difference, really. A week can make the Colts come back from Pittsburgh with a loss, a hurt quarterback, and a half game out of first place in the division, though there is plenty of time to recover from each, namely the quarterback, Jacoby Brissett, injuring his ankle, then his knee, while Quentin Nelson fell on it in the second quarter yesterday. The ankle was fine, the knee was not. Head coach Frank Reich in a conference call today, calling it a sprained MCL.
You know, I think in his mind, he felt a little bit better than he expected to feel today. But that's still a far cry from being able to play the game. You know, he's optimistic, but you got to wait till Wednesday. You know, you got 2 more, 48 hours to see how it responds, to see, can you even start thinking about practicing and, wrap your mind around playing on Sunday. That we're going to have to wait and see that.
They host the Finns on Sunday. And how about IU football? 7th win of the season Saturday night. And today, sophomore running back Stevie Scott III named the Big Ten's Offensive Player of the Week. Steve with 136 all-purpose yards and a career-high 3 touchdowns. You got to go back 4 years. Last time IU won that award, at least the player did, Nate Sudfeld back in 2015. Pacers left town today. They play in Charlotte tomorrow night. Miles Turner remains doubtful with that sprained ankle. Domas Sabonis questionable with the bruised left calf. Finally tonight, first and foremost, from the Speedway sale today, so many subplots to this video today. Remember the open wheel split back in '96? Who would have dreamed this would be happening right now? Holman & Company changing hands to Penske Corp. For Roger, though, he'll never forget the moment Tony George officially offered the deal.
Were you shocked when you finally got to the bottom line of what this is going to be? I mean, what was your reaction right when he said, hey, this could be an opportunity for you?
Well, I had to be very careful with my business hat on. I didn't want to sound too excited, but internally I was running 100 miles an hour.
Really? When he's winking like that, you can tell Roger's in his element. He might be 80 years old, but he is,
on it.
Yes. He's got a lot going on now.
A lot more now.
A lot more.
Yeah, a lot more going on.
Well, coming up, an Indianapolis-based airline is looking for men and women to fly the friendly skies. The opportunities available in the air and on the ground.
Better by working together from day one.
This week, Hiring Hoosiers is focusing on companies that are actively working to close the gender gap in their workplaces. Comcast is hoping more women step up to the challenge of becoming service techs, a job typically held by men. Roxana Alaward has been a service tech for Comcast Xfinity in Indianapolis for more than 2 years, installing cable and internet systems in homes and troubleshooting problems for customers. The company spent all summer actively recruiting women to become service techs and doubled the number on staff from 3 to 6. Comcast aims to hire at least a dozen techs for its central Indiana locations over the next couple of months. There is some heavy lifting, but the job focuses on customer service and interpersonal communication.
I can't tell you how many times during the day I get the reaction of, oh, it's a girl. I think that it would be a beautiful thing to see that go away, for it to be a norm. You expect a person capable to go to your home, not, oh, I expect a man.
The technical part is very teachable, but teaching someone how to interact with a customer is a lot harder. So that's another reason why we are happy to welcome female employees to Comcast.
Well, there is no experience necessary. Classroom instruction is coupled with on-the-job, hands-on, on-site training. We're told the pay starts around $13 an hour and goes up from there. If you're interested in applying or learning more about the positions, we provided a link for you in this story at our website, hiringhoosiers.com.
If you are interested in a career that can take you to new heights, Republic Airways wants to hear from you. Today, the company hosted an open house at its headquarters in Indianapolis for prospective flight attendants. Now, the chief administrative officer tells RTV6 the push is part of a bigger effort to add more workers across the city and country.
Got 1,000 employees here across Indianapolis at our headquarters, our operations center, our training center, and our maintenance facility. And we'll be adding to those positions throughout the next year, as well as our flight attendant pilots and maintenance bases across the country.
Republic Airways offers paid training. If you are interested with opportunities with the company, go to the career resources page on hiringhoosiers.com. We'll be right back.
Save at ChristmasGiftAndHobbyShow.com.
A community fundraiser for a 12-year-old boy in Hendricks County kicked off today. Jack Moon is battling type B non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. He's gone through 5 treatment plans over 3 months and still has a long road ahead in the fight against that disease. That's why the Plainfield Police Department is dedicating the month to Jack. It's selling Jack Moon strong items to raise money for his treatment.
Selling the Jack Moon window cleans that replicate the shoulder patches that we wear on our uniforms. To show that our officers not only support him, but we're gaining from Jack as well. If a 12-year-old can go through this kind of battle, the things that our officers are faced with, sometimes kind of pale in comparison to that. So it gives us a little bit of inspiration there as well.
Well, T-shirts, bracelets, and hats are also for sale. You can buy the items from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday at the Plainfield Police Department.
Jack's got the whole community behind him. Some showers around central Indiana overnight. Those will depart first thing in the morning. Plan on a little sunshine as we go through the afternoon. We'll stay in the 40s. So I drive 16th Street on my way home every night. I'm going to go a little slower, Dave, and see if I can see the sold sign. I never saw the for sale sign.
It was tiny.
I have bad news. I don't know if you could afford that.
So we'll see you back here tomorrow. We better.
I'm not going anywhere just yet. Good night.